It is one of the riskiest businesses, and that is even an understatement because you'd be lucky to survive a gun or knife attack or an acid bath or even worse. On the streets, mobile money agents and vendors are constantly under siege.
BSMEP no ana motor guys be a package. Mo package ya ana ba ko ba me so, na ba ko kuta two. Nti o ma one shot. Nti ba ko ne ba me so. And o attack me. O bo me blues, o pai ma no nyina. Na mo de second try me ha say. Nti me mpre no. Ana o ka che oda guy say, "On shoot me nine, on shoot me nine." Nti amrum wa na o shoot me nine.
In January, the casualties, we can record more than 10 attacks on agents that have been shot.
Over time, families have lost breadwinners, and those who have survived some of these attacks remain scarred.
I saw two strong men trying to pull the container, and then there was another one standing in front of the shop, and another entered, and then he was struggling with the guy inside. And then we heard a gunshot straight to the head and then the chest.
Added to the physical attacks is the problem of fraud.
Mobile money, I'm going to about lives. When I come message, be mobile money.
Yeah,
and I check your phone, some says a message be about life.
I mean, let me
They call you and say they have transferred some money to your mobile money wallet and that they want you to transfer it back, and only to get to realize that no, it was actually a scam. So they are not only targeting individuals, they are targeting institutions too, even the banks.
What is the way out of this conundrum? Is there any end in sight, even as experts predict the worst if drastic action is not taken?
Security matters. Mobile money vendors are deemed as soft targets. Unlike banks who have security, perhaps mobile money vendors are on their own with no security whatsoever.
My name is Komla Adom, and in this piece I visit some parts of Ghana to explore just how dangerous it is to eke out a living amidst all the risks with these MOMO agents under siege. It's past 9 p.m. here at Donkokrum in the Afram Plains North District of the Eastern Region, and I am surprised to still find some mobile money vendors out here this late. We have just returned from some island communities in the district on a project, and the last task we want to do is to find some food and retire to bed. Of course, I need to first withdraw some money.
It's past 9 p.m. here in Donkokrum, and as you can see, some of the mobile money vendor shops are shut because of security concerns. This is not the only one. There are two others in this enclave that are shut. But directly opposite this one is another vendor who is rounding up business and still doing last-minute transactions for people who have queued in front of his shop. Now, we'll just go straight to understand from him exactly why it has taken this long for him to shut shop, especially in the midst of all the concerns about security.
Pressure as a NSA no ya na come point saying normal a time ya obetumu.
Some business owners determine when we should close. Sometimes we have to serve up to the last client before we close.
Shortage. And also sana just offer so enya ebi anase just offer so nya e send ma one sana upon kufi. Until no sana e ba sana still na say dey sana wanya you say utinam kakra se na nkofo ba ba yiska na so benye bi asani amama nsa na watena kofi na ma ate like sometimes it me delay kakra
na unsuro say upon later kofi a ebia
oh
because why you join ya chair man for nimo ebia na o ma target one
ampa me suro pa.
I fear for my life looking at the attacks on some agents. As a result, I changed my routes.
Me family ho age ni obi a waiting anga dem ka me ko fie ni me family age sa.
Many kilometers away from Donkokrom at Ada Magazine, an area in the eastern regional capital Kofodia, 37-year-old Freeman Gadri, who has been in the MOMO business for the last 10 years, is still terrified by an attack which cost him at least 4,000 cedis that day.
One Nigerian guy came to the shop that he wanted to withdraw money. So after the cash out, mistakenly, when I bet down wanted to give him the money back, then I left the phone on the counter. He quickly changed the phone that I was using for the cash out and picked the phone away. And then left his phone, the same phone, because I was using C2, and he also exchanged the same C2 with me. So I couldn't realize it earlier. So after about some 5 minutes before I know that no, my phone was swapped with different phones. So immediately I called our supervisor. And then they said, and the guy said he's driving, so when he parked, then he knew what to do about it. Before the guy parked and wanted to block the account, the guy have withdrawn the money from the account. I think it's about 4,365 cedis.
His friend was unlucky during another horrific attack. He died.
When my incident happened, and I called a friend, he's at the Aquadum area. And he was telling me that Freeman, be very careful because now the way things are going now, about some 1 month later ago, the same thing happened to him. And for him, he was not unfortunate, but he was killed. I think he went to the bank to withdraw the money. Then after withdrawing the money, he put the money in the container. I think he wanted to do something, and then they rushed on him to bring the money. Before he knows, they shot him, and then he died.
This is the eastern regional capital, Koforidua, where a lot of mobile money vendors dotted along this enclave transact business on a daily basis. Now, the rise of the transactions has also come with it associated risks of fraud and attacks on the agents. Their experiences, these agents share with us.
Samson Jechi is the youngest of them all. He too has an experience.
I can't remember, it was one Wednesday. I went out and get some food and eat. As soon as I come back, there was a certain guy, he was on a motor. There were two, so he came here to send money. The money was around 1,940 cedis. And he gave me one cedi 50 cedis, yes, and the rest is 50 notes. So I counted the money and it was up to. And I took the number and started doing the transaction. As I confirmed the name to the person, he told me to give the money to him back, let him check something. So I gave him the money and he do whatever he wants. As soon as he gave the money back to me, I didn't check it again. Not knowing he has taken 1,400 cedis from the money. So me too, I don't know. So I've sent the money already. As soon as I realized they have taken the motor and they've run away.
I have come to meet National General Secretary of the Mobile Money Agents Association, Evans Otumfo, at his base in Suhum in the Eastern region.
Looking at the nature of our business, definitely we are going to attract a lot of, bad people surrounding us or bad people coming closer to us, with the specific one being armed robbery attack on us, fraudulent attacks on us, acid baths attack on us. The ultimate is to probably get access to the cash or the money that we are working with. And so in the current, mobile money space, the greatest, challenge that associated with the business has to do with attacks, incessant attacks on mobile money agents, which, record has it that on a daily basis, there are attacks on mobile money agents. As at 2021, we tried to do a survey to get access to data. I mean, the number of attacks and then people who have lost their lives, including their investment. And so from a sample of 3,000 agents, we've been able to come up with about 1,500, attacks on mobile money agents within the space of 3 months. And then, I mean, those who also lost their lives, those who in a way got affected, acid baths on them. I mean, all these people, when we sum them up, we are having over probably about 300 people who have been physically attacked. The worst of it all is that about 50 of them in the space of 3 months lost their lives.
This is Abosum Trieja, a suburb of Konongo in the Ashanti region. A family is in grief, having lost a breadwinner, 47-year-old Edward Jemfi. Police here say he may have been trailed from his mobile money shop that day, December 22, 2021. His sister, Mary Asantua, saw it all.
Just dine pay where the miti free say
I heard him in a struggle with the robbers over the money. All of a sudden, I heard the gunshot.
No when you attack dine me be we no catch any say chai bibia ma no na pay. It's pain at once or no. I don't know what's so.
And before I could call for help from neighbors, he was dead.
But me dear me for Claude. Send me be about no baby, I am saying be a much and pay by and I'm free person make up within 1 minute no.
This is just one of many attacks on mobile money agents in the region, in what police say are coordinated, even though nobody has so far been prosecuted. In the northern regional capital, Tamale, residents constantly live in fear, especially after a June 8 attack in the metropolis left 2 persons dead. One of them, a journalist who works with the locally based Nisem FM. It was a 3rd straight day of attacks on mobile money vendors in the area. One of the attackers was accosted by the angry mob and lynched. His motorbike was also burned. Secretary of the Northern Region Ghana Journalists Association chapter, Albert Futukbo, has been speaking about it.
We are saddened by what happened to one of our colleagues last night. It was a very unfortunate incident, very despicable act, and which goes to confirm that the crime level in the region is getting out of hand. That was the 3rd day in a row when a mobile money vendor was attacked. And this time around, while friend and colleague was unfortunately caught up in the incident and is no more with us again. We want to call on authorities who are in charge of security in the region to do their best to up their game to protect everybody.
Back in Accra, there are hundreds of thousands of mobile money agents, vendors and merchants everywhere. In the Central Business District, it is almost a competition for places in the mobile money space, and they form a key part of the e-transaction economy. Be it in the market, at church, in government agencies, electronic transactions are happening. And just as with the influx of vendors, the attacks on agents have also seen a sharp spike. Let me take you to Ashaiman, literally one of the hotbeds of mobile money attacks.
The entire Ashama municipality, the mobile money industry over there is under attack. So what it means is that the consumer or the customers or the people living in Ashama municipality, with the current prevailing robbery attacks in that municipality, it means that the people will be denied of access to mobile money services. And it's simply because our members or agents within the municipality will not be able or are not willing again to continue holding themselves as mobile money agents.
Israel Mawena is still nursing wounds.
Yeah. Shop na nima ya anopa haya na mo pake moto no. Omba ya na mo pake moto no hase. To pake moto no ana obegina hase. Ana ba ko fa. To ma one shot.
They came on motorbike and one of them gave a warning shot to ward off bystanders.
No ma tutu no. No ma stop you. Yes I oba pe no ma tutu no ma shot you. Nti obia anya opportunity say obetima ba abe rescue me because of the two nti obia epre ne nkwa ti ba ko ne fa hase na me pie ti ba ko ne fa hase ti o fa no e na obegina me so nti hase e na me ne wo na me ne kun.
One of the attackers came and we struggled for some time before his colleague told him to shoot my leg.
Me moja nkwa na wa hase no chuhwa ha nyina mo shoot hanyina ti menene pre hanyina so bullet wa hase hose nyina there's bullet hose over here ti menene pre na no punch ma no ti me so me ball no ti hwa me hakra apai na one timi ti ho no ka che nipa ne say na me gina say no so gina ti ho no ka che nipa ne say shooting leg.
I suddenly fell unconscious, but they took everything away.
Of gona me hu hwe na mo push me e ko gina kana ewa ha no diwana omofa do mefa bia ana omokoe.
Like Israel, Collins Aglo has also been a victim here in the Ashaiman enclave.
On my way home after work, I was on a bicycle. So I saw some motor riders following me. There were two. I was trying to give them way to go. I give the first one way and he passed by. And the other one knocked me with the motor. So as I was on the back, I fall. And then I was lying on my back. So I saw them coming on me. I thought it was accident, so they were coming to raise me. And I realized they were pulling the bag. And I was, no. And I was also lying on it. I was not agreeing they should take the bag. So I just realized one removed a gun from his pocket and then shot my leg.
Dora Ado is a businesswoman who owns mobile money vending shops in town. She's simply frustrated about the development.
Me wo fie na me ba ni frɛ me say an robbers abeto ahye ni so agi ni bibia. Omo di moto na baaye. Na omo be pushi no with the moto no.
The robbers came with a motorbike and forcibly collected her bag containing the money.
After locking the gate, so I ran and a girl in him. It told me the most motor no rushing. Tomu rushing and on piano to for no muji money free in sa. Tomu ji omu two. And they were giving one shoot. One of bia rerunning them. So they can't control anything. It's a girl near say, only omu best struggle kakra. But because of the one shoot no mine, no beyond to me amejino. But omu bugel ni pa.
Even her mobile phones were collected.
Money, everything. And omu de koi.
From Zenu to Ataleka to Kanewu and adjoining communities, it is almost a crisis situation. Secretary of the Mobile Money Agents Association in the Ashaiman district, Theophilus Totime, is worried.
Last year, we recorded a lot of attacks, close to 300 agents being attacked. And we have reported to the police, and they took some actions, and it seems like getting to December, it's reduced a little bit. We're a little bit happy for us to just enter into a new year and then we realize that the robbers are now attacking us seriously. In January alone, we recorded attacks more than 50 on members and non-members. And this has gotten to a stage where we think we can't just be talking, but we have to take actions. In January, the casualties, we can record more than 10 attacks on agents that have been shot. And we have one MOMO agent who lost his life out of this business. Even those that haven't been attacked, they are afraid and scared, so they have all closed down their shops. We have one place at Atadeka in the same district. All the MOMO agents over there have closed down their shops because they are afraid and scared. Previously, we thought attacks come during the evening or sometimes when you close and you are going home. This time, they do attacks in the morning and in the afternoon. So we are all afraid.
Over here, the robbers do not spare anyone. Even a lawyer and part-time agent is still battling severe injuries from gunshots he sustained on the eve of his call to the bar sometime this year.
I've been a day for my call to the bar. My sister has to go and do her hair in preparation towards the call, the event scheduled for Friday, 24th. So the shop was closed briefly. So I went out to get something for my father. So I decided to just pass by a shop and pack the stuff we had in the shop. So whilst in the shop, a customer passed by to do a transaction. So whilst trying to attend to the customer, I noticed that someone was pulling the door to the shop. I thought maybe it's just some children trying to play some tricks on me. And in a twinkle of an eye, I realized that one gentleman came to the front view of the shop with a pistol on me, instructing me to go and open the door or the gate to the shop. And I was just watching him. So immediately I decided to just go under my counter and hide. And then immediately he shot here. And then I fell unconscious. So I think whilst unconscious, he shot here again.
Security analyst Adib Sani explains why these agents have become easy targets for criminals.
In security matters, mobile money vendors are deemed as soft targets. Unlike banks, who have security, perhaps a police officer with a rifle, and of course, certain security protocols in place, including the fact that you cannot use your phone in the banking hall and all that. Mobile money vendors are on their own with no security whatsoever. I'm sure over 80% of them are in street corners, are by the roadside with no form of security whatsoever, so they become easy targets to these criminals. In criminology, we have what we call rational choice theory. Before the criminals attack, they are able to assess. In fact, they even place you under surveillance and even have an information as to the amount of money you're likely to have there. In fact, they have people they even plant there to ascertain the facts. As a result, they are able to engage in very surgical operation, most of which is successful.
Across the country, the attacks keep increasing.
Ashoima, Kasua, and some other parts of major cities, the inner cities, are sprawling. They are a melting pot of activities with people from all over the country and even beyond. And let me tell you, criminals are able to hide and hide effectively, so to speak, in these areas because of the sprawling nature. So it is easy for them because when they target, they are able to vanish, and it will be very difficult for the police to track them. Sometimes some of these communities protect them. They know that this container contains dangerous criminals. But because people lack confidence and trust in the security services, they are not encouraged to give out that information. So it is partly due to the nature of that community, and also because they have, to some extent, community cover.
We know the value of mobile money transactions have steadily risen from December 2019 to January 2022 according to data from the central bank. Within that period, value and the number of transactions plus registered accounts and active subscribers saw a month-on-month rise. June, July, August, September and October 2021. From November to December that year, however, the value of transactions dropped from 86.1 billion to 82.9 billion when speculations over the imposition of an electronic transactions levy were rife months before the law came into force.